screwed with everybody on staff by telling them I was not on staff. And screwed with the attendees by telling them I was staff. I once tricked people for 3 days that I was the con chair of AUSA. And because it was AUSA, I got away with it. AUSA's motto at this point is basically, hey, we're not Katsucon. Which is great, because Katsucon's motto is, we're not on fire yet. Hi. I can't read in this. This is an even worse idea.
I really expect anything else. Guys, thank you so much for waiting in line. It is hot as hell in that thing. So my fiance, Catherine, made these costumes because we went to a pirate-themed wedding in Disney World this past Halloween weekend. I gotta tell you, for any time you've ever said, I can't adult today, like it's a verb, let me tell you about a place called Universal Studios. You can run around drunk all day. If you just want to elbow children, their parents will thank you. He's such a spoiled, I know. If you just want to bolt across the park, no one stops you. The people in those expensive costumes, no. You push them down, they owe Disney their souls. What do they owe you? Another beer. This is coffee, by the way. I see one Rick Sanchez cosplayer that just gave me a namaste. We're good to go. This is just so... I like the structure of this space is I can do this and not elbow a Homestuck. If I wanted to just cover myself in gray body paint, I'd continue cosplaying zombies. It's just, this is luxurious. This is nuts. We're right on the boardwalk. There's a craft beer convention happening tomorrow that we get money off of our tickets for showing them our badges. Yeah. No, look it up, kids. There's a craft beer convention happening down the block that we get discounts on. Realizing since I'm emceeing the masquerade, I should probably say, come back in time for the masquerade. Because I won't. I'm gonna get on stage like my name is Uncle Drunk. I am so yo right now, you guys. Coming up next, an Undertale skit, a Steven Universe skit, an Undertale Steven Universe skit, and no creativity at all. What if I were just some random guy who beat up a cosplayer, stole a Journey cosplay, and then just opened the door? That would have worked too. I love Jersey. Before we get started, though, on a truly serious note, before I just lock into character completely and just start screaming for the next hour, I thank you guys so much for getting all the way down here and then spending however long you did waiting in line to get into here. Thank you guys so much. This is an honor to be back here every year. I have so much fun at AnimeNEXT. I have so much unexpected fun at AnimeNEXT. Because before I get here, every New Jersey show I love, because I love Jersey crowds. This is around the area where I grew up, so I've got a lot of just connection and empathy with the crowd. But I am terrified every show I do in Jersey. Like, I start the year at KatoriCon, and by the time AnimeNEXT comes around, I'm like, oh crap, I need a new show. What do I do for those two 13-year-olds who come to the same show? And then by the time DerpyCon now comes around in December, I'm like, oh crap. I need a new show. And then the next month after that is another KatoriCon! No! You know how long this shit takes to write? I'm gonna start outsourcing my own jokes now. Which is really just all George Carlin rants, but like the occasional like 90s anime reference thrown in instead of like a politician. And now they caught on. Good evening, and welcome aboard Otaku National Airlines Flight 42 with service to AnimeNEXT 2016. At this time, we'd like to invite aboard all members of our exclusive Elite Super Rare Digivolve Shiny Blue Diamond Club members. Please check your baggage and privilege at the door. Take this time to line up on the red carpet away from the hoi polloi and the collective confunk of our first-class passengers. We'd like to now invite aboard all of our Ultimate Elite Super Saiyan Premium Ruby and Sapphire members to line up for a chance to stand awkwardly in a tiny plastic tube and hold your own luggage. In a moment, we'll be opening up lining up privilege to our first-class VIP Garnet Hyper-Level Beat card holders. Please present your neck brand and firstborn upon entering the line. We'd like to now invite members of our Fair Trade Organic Certified X and Y Club members, our Mecha Black and White Ranger, our Gold and Silver and Red and Green, Blue and Yellow and Pink and Orange and Blue Club members to board our flight. Please take this time to stand in the middle of the aisle and stare into the overhead compartment like a freshly lobotomized frat boy. If you can't fit your suitcase and store it in the overhead compartment, the 30 people behind you will gladly fold you in half and shove you into your new plastic carpet coffin, eager to verbally agree on a pact to never acknowledge your death or the idiocy leading up to it. I hate you, JetBlue. And if we could please have our Diamond Platinum Deluxe Dragon Zord Super Gold Mystic Force Gold Rose Quartz card members to line up now. This flight is fully booked, so toss your bags like rotten bales of fish onto the runway 20 feet below. We'd now like to invite all passengers in Zone 2. All members of Zone 2 who forego their free on-flight peanut and pretzel flakes will receive an extra half hour on the onboard ball pit, which will be made available the same time as the Homestuck video game. We'd like to now invite all members of our Amethyst, Pearl, and Peridot level passengers to leave. This is how every bride in every magazine smiles now. It's more like just it's like Shark Week before their eyes like roll back into their head. Just like showing teeth. I'm getting married! And welcome aboard Otaku National Airline Flight 42 with service to AnimeNEXT 2016. All passengers will be able to access our free onboard Wi-Fi, which will give you access to our homepage and the opportunity to pay us $30 for 2 hours of shoddy, unrefreshable Wi-Fi. Today, our in-flight movie will be Seth Rogen's Fart Jokes and Pot. Please have all 3DSs, PlayStation Vistas, Game Gears, and other overpriced paperweights in the full upright positions. All seatbelts fashioned. I think it's about time we blow this scene, get everybody in this stuff together. And after what seems like a lifetime of Kafka-esque bureaucratic pleasantries and psychological torture, we will arrive at AnimeNEXT 2016. All we can promise you is that the ride is worth it. What have I been doing now?
Really?
What the hell did you think I was gonna do? Toss the microphone over the table? Every year I break one of these things at AnimeNEXT. They're gonna call on the tab one of these days. But if you can, exciting news for anyone who ever listened to the old podcast. We are The Geek. I, 2 hours ago, launched episode 3 of a new narrative serial horror podcast that I'm running this summer alone. So if you can either check out the Uncle Yo YouTube page, or if you want to check out wearethegeek.libsyn.com, or just grab a card. For any of you who are fans of a tabletop system called The World of Darkness, or if any of you are fans of horror RPGs, I'm doing a serial narrative horror RPG. It's called The Tombstone Kings and Queens. Imagine Persona meets Ghostbuster in modern day New York, and that's it. it's kind of good to go. I'm excited. It's going to be 6 episodes, and then the viewers are going to choose where the story goes from there. Yeah, that's also a good news to launch the Patreon page. I have a Patreon page, by the way, which Patreon and a Facebook page are like the 90s equivalent of like the very beginning of the internet. Like, you'd only hear about it at the end of Wheel of Fortune. Visit us on the World Wide Web. That's what the W stand for, Clarence, at www.thisshitwillneverwork.com. You got mail. My name is Uncle Yo. I am a geek-specific stand-up comedian. Had a co-worker ask me last month what my sign was. I told her the bat signal. Bitch was too young to get the Thundercats reference. I have begun, and I was gonna wait like another year before I ever announce this, but I have to do this now before I get married over Labor Day weekend for the sake of the second part of the joke. Yeah, gentlemen, you missed out on that boat. I now produce science fiction yaoi novels for Audible.com. No, this is not a joke. I am making very good money cornering this market like an episode of La Blue Girl and attacking it like Titans cornering a bunch of weeaboos. I am cornering this market and making it my bitch. And the reason being is that on our registry, I've asked for kitchen knives, Amazon gift cards, and every audiobook that Bryce Chadwell has ever narrated for Audible.com, just so my family has to Google search the word yaoi. Cause it's my day! So my sisters can go, there's a word for it! You guys, have you guys gone on for this weekend? I would like for you to become painfully aware of any time someone begins a sentence with the word actually, but there's no reason to. Here's what we know that is actual. Y'all bitch is gonna die. Gravity, that's it. Anything else is freaking subjective. It doesn't freaking, just become obnoxiously aware when anyone begins the sentence with actually. Just imagine it as verbal diarrhea. Anytime someone starts the word actually, begins the sentence, just imagine Trump vomiting diarrhea into your mouth. Every time. And because what's happened is actually has become the new like, and like has become punctuation. Have you guys felt like we just glazed it over during the Valley Girl phase of talking, where like was not just a starter of here is me explaining a story, because we were experimenting, and this is me relaying the dialogue because he was like, because you don't have eidetic memory, you don't word for word remember what everyone's gonna say. So he was like, you have to stop drinking, and I was like, you're not the mom of me, Dad. We just let like go. What bothered us like was when like was a verb, but like was also like the adjective for like, and we weren't sure whether someone liked you, as if two likes made a love, but we didn't know what that word was. So what we did was actually. We're never done talking as Americans, despite having nothing to say. Just for this weekend, imagine that. One Trump joke, and then I move on, because I just want to talk about things I love. I'm tired of seeing things I hate over my Facebook feed. I just want to talk about games that I love. One Trump joke. He's lived the American dream of becoming his own Simpsons caricature. He's not even racist. He's not even white. He's orange. Who can he offend except the teacher from Assassination Classroom? I love, personally, in the last 9 months, Obama has given no shits. Because he knows he's out, he's just doing everything that's been on our checklist forever, everything on the idealist checklist. He has become the Frylock. While Joe Biden has become the Carl, the Democrats have been Meatwad, and the GOP has become Master Shake. last 6 months have just been, all right, Democrats, I'm gonna apologize for the bombing of Hiroshima. I'm gonna make peace with Japan, Cuba, and I'm gonna sink Florida like it deserves to. Don't you let the GOP defund Planned Parenthood, all right? It actually does a lot of good. It helps prevent teen pregnancies. I'll tell he's married to Beyonce, right? And then the GOP president, bad guys, abortion, oh my God, no! Damn it, Democrats, I was gone for 2 hours, you let them defund Planned Parenthood. What the hell's wrong with you? But you're stuck in a two-party system, aren't you? If we all wrote in giant meteor, would that save us? One of my all-time favorites, and I love talking about this. As you get older, so I am of the 90s generation, before we even understood what the F word was, before we understood what feminism was. So I grew up watching like Vampire Hunter D and Ninja Scroll, the really violent, bloody anime. I just mentioned Ninja Scroll. The first You're like a black woman Trump supporter. Like, are you kidding me? To be a Western feminist and to enjoy anime, you've got to cherry pick like it's an Anita Sarkeesian review. Like, you've got to cherry pick the tiny little, I just really like Trigun, okay? I just really like, you know, there's an entire genre of just tentacle rape. I know, but I still like this anime. Does that count? Why the hell not? What it comes down to is, you've got to take and pick your battles. As I get older, I'm finding problems within Sailor Moon, and we all do the joke. I've done jokes about this, like, it takes forever, oh, the stock footage, oh, Tuxedo Mask, you're freaking useless anyway. He's just like the Phantom of the Opera, but he throws flowers. Economically speaking, how do you afford that? Roses are seasonal, and they're expensive as moving on. But now I'm starting to get angry that the powers make no sense. Jupiter, lightning storm, makes sense. The planet is a giant living storm. She gets lightning powers. That's awesome. And then the girl wearing all blue, so she must have ice powers. That's who is that one? That's Sailor Mercury. Mercury's got the ice power. I seem to remember from 3rd grade Earth science. I know Sailor Moon was not written in the deep South Mississippi. Mercury is closest to the sun. There's no ice on it. There's like one little crater that Neil deGrasse Tyson likes to point out. But that's a hot planet. No, the hottest planet is Venus. Well, obviously she was the other blonde in the group. That shouldn't, like, Mars is farther away. Mars should have ice powers. No, Mars has the fire powers. Why? It's colder. Well, she wears red. It's red, blood, fire combined. Okay, fine. Pluto should have the ice powers. Pluto has time travel. That's not even an element! Are you going with the like Earth, fire, wind, what? Time travel, what? You don't have the Planeteers and suddenly the Doctor spins and the Sonic is an element now. I remember in 3rd edition Dungeons & Dragons, things could do sonic damage to you. Okay, fire, acid, ice, I understand that as a damage type. Sound? Have you been to a rave at an anime con recently? That is sustained cumulative damage, my friends. And somehow the powers, you just go with it. Because it's an anime, and you want more of it. But they're slowly... It's my show, I'll lick what I want. 2015 was the year Nintendo finally learned that girls like to play video games as well. Did you know that women play more video games than boys? Statistically, it is proof because you had to buy your mom an iPad for Christmas. Now she's playing Boggle, now she's playing Word with Friends. My mother calls me all the time, it's trivia game, it's movies, I need your help. Oh. The student becomes the master now. Sci-fi, this bitch is mine. Women play more video games than men, which they play their own games, but they're still playing games. Candy Crush is still a game. This is fascinating. This is really its own way. Because I don't want my mom playing any other game. I don't want to run across my mother while playing Overwatch. I don't want to hear over my headphone, did you just snipe your mother in the back of the head? Did you just snipe me? I carried you for 9 months. I didn't have a choice. Did you you just mercy my entire team back, your entire team back to life? You're going down, son. Well, if you're dead and can't respawn, maybe now's a good time to get started on that grandchild I've been asking you for. You have a grand cat. His name is Morty. He likes toilet paper tubes and strawberries. You are free to spoil him as much as you want. We both can be disappointed tonight, Mother. But 2015, Nintendo finally gave us a bone. Because 2015, they announced for the new Legend of Zelda game, which is interesting, that we've never been able to really play as Zelda, despite her being the title of the franchise. You still gotta play as a man. Kind of. They gave us a female character to play as, not Zelda. They gave us a female Link, because apparently 2015 was the year that Japan finally Googled searched Legend of Zelda fanfiction, Legend of Zelda cosplay, or asked any dwarf from Middle Earth. Gimli, what do you think of that guy? Bitch is wearing a short shirt, rides horses, he's got a bow. He's a bitch. A Link cosplay is just a A Link... I get it now. Have a button. Oh, where the hell even was I, you bitch? There you go. See, a Link cosplay is just a Tinkerbell that hasn't earned her wings yet. So they're gonna give us a new playable character wearing the same thing, same long hair, but it's got ponytails. That makes it a girl. Great, what's its name? Blink. No, Link is the boy. Girl, Link, Link, Linkle. As in rhymes with tinkle? You're gonna buy this game? You'll buy 6, you kidding me? I'm addicted to you. I'm gonna pay $60 for Mario Maker? Are you making a new Mario game, Japan? No, you're making no Mario game. You're just paying us $60 to make it. You bought yourself an addict. Oh, girl. It's so lit, it's such a little effort too soon. Like, they could have given us, they have Toon Link and Smash Brothers. What if we got like Toon Zelda / Toon Tetra? That would have been an interesting match. I would have gone for that. But this is too little too late. This is like getting fisted by Tinkerbell. I appreciate the effort, honey, but let's be honest. I don't even see you back there. Where's my page? Bilbo, did you see me like throw the damn page? Oh, there it is. We have new cats. You have to throw out the old Uncle Yo CD because we have new cats. You heard me talk about earlier. We lost our boy Epi. We took a while, and then we got our black cat, Morty. Morty is the perfect cat. Morty is a couch cougar. Morty is so low energy, he makes Chobits look like Dragon Ball Z. He is a couch cougar. If you sit on the couch, he's just magnetized to you. Can you stand up for a sec? All right, so you're gonna be me, just facing the audience. You're gonna be me, and I'm gonna be Morty. Anytime I come home, I get this. Okay, we're good. But you sit down on the couch. He wants to be on your right side, but he will, over time, melt and expand. Like, if you talk about man spreading, let me tell you about cat spreading. Morty doesn't just, like, move closer. Morty just extends, like, as much surface area of us until, like, we're not trying to make garnet on the couch. What are you doing? Stop trying to fuse. You've heard of fruit bats? Morty is a fruit cat. Morty is so stupid. He doesn't even jump up on the counter. He doesn't know to. He's such a good boy. I leave his food right up there. He looks at me. Where'd it go? There's the food. Holy hell! Dad's a wizard. We started to learn that cats don't see us as like parents. They just see you as like a bigger cat with thumbs that knows where the food is. I love the idea of being food cat. By the way, in our minds, Catherine and I voice Morty somewhere between an adolescent Hank Hill and Hank Venture. He's a fruit cat. He stole a peach out of my hand. We left out a bag of cherries. I won! Half that stuff is poisonous to you. Let's see, let him learn his lesson. If not, I got stand-up about it. But he was a lie. We thought he was a black cat. We love black cats. We always take care of black cats. Black cats are the friendliest, best little kitties you can have. Then we stood him up. He had a little white spot, lower than his belly. He wasn't a tuxedo cat. He was a gigolo cat. He had a white G-string, like right over, like he stretches out, and you're like, I'm doing a Borat, Dad. He's like, don't show people that, Morty. That's weird. It's weird, Morty. Morty just keeps his eyebrows low. Doesn't want to appear threatening to you at all. Yeah, it's fine. And then the pigeons will fly past our window. We live on the 12th floor. Bird, 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 bird. And it turns back at you, bird. Oh, hey. Bird. What's food? Unfortunately, there was a friendly cat that was living in our neighborhood. The neighborhood was getting together to feed him. Something was wrong with his eye, like he was always blinking one eye too much, so Catherine said, I gotta get him to the vet, I said, okay, but just so you know, this doesn't mean you're bringing him home. This does not mean you're gonna take him to the vet, and then I get a photo an hour later, why is he in the bathroom? So he was friendly cat, then we named him Trash Cat, then I didn't want to name him, because I'd keep him. If I named him, if I gave him a character voice, he'd stick around. His name is Murderface. Murderface and Morty have the best relationship because Morty is so low energy and stupid, he doesn't know how to play like an actual cat. Murderface is totally fine with it. He just keeps blinking. He follows me everywhere. And I love that Catherine gets no love from the cats. They hoard around me, they orbit me. I go into the kitchen, how's it going, guys? So him charging after Morty's food, Morty will have nothing to do with it. You know some cats just within 6 inches, hiss, I'm not gonna deal with this right now. I can't deal, there's too much right now, there's too much drama. This isn't, dude, you're not 16 and this isn't the new season of Supernatural. Just like, he's your roommate now. Be nice to Murderface. I don't think I have that capacity, Dad. Murderface just comes up, and he's good at giving Morty, like, charge. This place is clearly yours. Hey, I'm the new guy. This is my new home. This is not your home. You are not welcome, good sir. She left some food left. You balling. I just tried. Get away from my food! No! Because Morty, the way he plays, you set up the laundry dryer, because we have a lot of delegates, because I'm living with a Lolita. So everything has to air dry. Morty hunting is this. He'll lock eyes and then he goes. He can't even land a blow on me. He's that stupid. Murderface. On the other hand, hey, let's play the chasing game, Morty. It's like I pretend to chase you, and then like you turn around and chase me, and I let you win. Die! I don't want you here. It's called the chase game. Like, this is a game that every single cat knows how to play. I will not be handling that, good sir. Chase me. Die of cancer. The only way we can get them to communicate is if we're both on the couch. Murderface is on my left, Morty on my right. If I have to pee, I gotta finish my coffee even faster. Because as soon as we get up, it's not gonna work. Oh, Murderface. I love when cats get comically fat. I love when they get fat and then they get entitled to even more food. My sister Ashley has this cat named Jackson. Jackson is a big, fat, orange... Where's my phone, by the way? Oh, there it is. Big, fat, orange cat named Jackson. And he's got a pretty head. So you know he was at some point a skinny cat. But he's just sitting on top of a balloon. And he always harasses her roommate, Katie. And I love I give him my Chris Christie voice, basically. Like, whenever I'm voicing Chris Christie, that's the voice that I use for Jackson the cat now, because his paws kept creeping under the door. Katie! Katie, it's me, Jackson. listen closely, because now that I'm lying down, I'm gonna start napping really soon. When you go outside, get me a breakfast sandwich. You know what I like? 2 over easy eggs, both ham and sausage. Get him a Kaiser who won't accept a hero role. I'm tired now. Personally, I don't think it's a breakfast sandwich unless it looks like the roster for Noah's Ark. Now it's a meal. And the unicorns and the dinosaurs. Right, I only have to do that whenever I do this show in Mississippi, just making sure. There's a lot of weird things you can do for your life. I have friends who work in IT, I have friends who work in retail, I have friends who who are artisanal chefs and burger. Artisanal, by the way, is a really fancy word. It's a white person word for made. Just so you know, hand-selected brewed, button was pressed, cup was under hot stuff. Or customer service specialist, dead inside. That's the nicest way to put it. There's a woman I went to elementary school with in my hometown of Doylestown, Pennsylvania. There's a woman who makes 6 digits a year. She's a professional masseuse for horses. No. She's a Reiki masseuse for horses. Okay, Reiki is to massage what Christian Science is to science. Reiki is resetting your chakras and your energy. It's basically, you've seen it in Naruto 1,000 times. Because it's not real. It belongs in an anime because it's not real. Reiki massage is not even touching the person. It's going... But she doesn't do it to people. She does it to horses. A horse is a luxury product. A horse is like a boat. If you have a boat, if you own a boat, and it's not because you have to live on the boat because everything else burned down and you're running from the cast of Black Lagoon, you're rich and you're a jackass. Owning a horse now, we don't need that because we have cars or bikes or wheelbarrows or anything except a horse. Owning a horse is stupid. Paying a woman as much as your divorce lawyer per hour to go in once a week and go, hello, Cinnamon. Your anahata is so blocked. Are you stressed, honey? I'm so. You should join me for hot class yoga tomorrow. That would be the next step. Yoga camp for horses. The Upper East Side of Manhattan is this close to doing it. I asked recently, who portrayed modern New York better? Marvel Netflix's Daredevil or Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt? The answer was Jane Krakowski. I worked in that part of Manhattan. They're real people. And what's so funny is, so if you watch Daredevil, you guys are under the impression that all of New York is called Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen is not on a map. The area of Hell's Kitchen ends on the West Side Highway, 1 block, Theater Row. So he punches out Punisher, goes across the block, and waits in line for Hamilton tickets in Book of Mormon. Norther-wise, it's the top of the Jacob Javits Convention Center, where Comic-Con takes place. It ends at the Starbucks 2 blocks up. Hell's Kitchen is smaller than the Javits Center. No wonder Daredevil has to patrol it every night. He's just running around 3 blocks. Spider-Man has all of Manhattan. The Fantastic Four, all of Manhattan. The Hulk, Brooklyn. He's the only one tough enough to survive it. Daredevil could walk to Times Square in 10 minutes from Hell's Kitchen. Kingpin has already won. All of it is filmed in Queens, my borough. Jessica Jones, all the Marvel stuff, all the Daredevil stuff was filmed in Queens. And we started to love it because we'd go on a jog and we've started a Marvel Netflix tour. Because we can find out anywhere things are in Queens because in the background they always have the CT building because the CT Bank is doing a lot of funding for the filming. So we can find out at any point during the day. We can calculate like where the damn sun is, where they're staying, what hotel they're at. And we go on a Marvel run. Civil War. Captain America. It was a battle of the ages. It was a battle of the generations. I am so thrilled, by the way, they did it well. Is it the best movie? No. Is it one of the best Marvel movies? Probably. Maybe. Top 5? The top 5? I can give it a little top 5. Little Guardians of the Galaxy, little 1972 Spider-Man, little 90s. Does anyone remember the 90s Spider-Man theme? Does it? Here's how they recorded it. They asked Tom Waits what he knew about Spider-Man, and they got this. Spider-Man. Radio, I guess, active. Shit. Spider-Man. That for a minute and a half. It's glorious. Look it up. But Captain America Civil War was a battle of the ages, and here's why I say that. Captain America's team is still fighting the Cold War and the Civil War. Now, Tony Stark's team, not that he was in the right, but he's a bit more progressive. Tony Stark's team is the hotshot Silicon Valley genius philanthropist. He freaks out over his relationship status with Steve Rogers. He's a drama-driven millennial. It was millennials versus the greatest generation. It was NPR versus CNN. And Tony Stark had the better team. He got 3 robots, 2 black guys, one of them actually from Africa. That's right. You see it as the pestilent-driven place full of civil war, warmongers, Uganda, and some dead mummies. He sees them all as potential Apple phone clients. Not to mention, he made peace with the Russians, Black Widow. Let's see Cap extend that. And then Spidey. Okay, I love that he bought Spider-Man by offering him an unpaid internship and paying him in exposure. Like he went on LinkedIn.com. How'd you like to stand up against the man? What do I get? Jack or shit. He basically sat down next to Peter Parker and just pulled a BuzzFeed Click article on him. Just clickbait. Ever wonder what Scarlet Witch looks like without the makeup? Join Team Tony to find out, Spider-Man. There we go. I don't like that squeak on your phone, by the way. He made so little money getting his ass kicked by Captain America. He probably didn't even get health care from that, because it was just a stint, because he's a freelance superhero. You don't fill out a 1099 for Stark. The man is a weapons manufacturer that doesn't sell weapons anymore. He probably just has a bunch of shell companies just selling Hulk and mutant insurance across all of Manhattan. Did you see First Class? There's a lot. Colossus could run right through this building. Are you sure you want to not employ this? This co-op could just collapse, dude. Daredevil could probably knock this stuff down. There's so much sterno in the walls. Peter Parker trying to cash in his money at his physician. Now, Mr. Parker, were you poisoned by the radioactive spider as a work accident? Oh, I'm sorry. We don't cover pre-existing conditions. Well, we would if you were still under your uncle's healthcare provider. You don't, oh well, this is Obamacare. We hold all the power and take no responsibility. We're like bankers without the decency. Vote Trump, Tony. Versus some of the horror that goes down with people operating a convention. I don't see it at AnimeNEXT, thankfully, but New York Comic-Con. I don't know if you people have noticed this. They don't let me do shows at Comic-Con, which is totally fine. It's not like the Javits is one subway ride away from my house. It's not like New York City is my home. But here's the deal. New York Comic-Con made attendees fill out an online test to prove their nerd cred. Corporate hacks building a con for neckbeards. This is like what they did to the anime track, because there used to be the New York Anime Festival and Comic-Con. And then they said, let's have them on the same weekend. And then they said, oh, those kids smell. So let's have it the same weekend, but the anime will go into the basement, into the far corner of the basement. Like we're just a grad student visiting home for the weekend. Go down to your basement. Where's my bedroom? Stanley wanted an office and a study. You go down to the basement. That was too much. Put them up in the attic. Put them up on the 4th floor with a beautiful view of Jersey. Why? Because it's the only place your broke ass is going to be able to afford, you leotard scum. Like they were just trying to force us out like a freaking boil, and then they popped us and just let go of the anime tracking. Now they're forcing us to prove our nerd cred. You have to answer trivia questions to go to Comic-Con, because there's no way scalpers or us would ever, Google the answers. We have to stop the scalpers, because scalpers have never seen a Marvel movie. Nerds never steal. Anime fans never illegally download 200 episodes of Inuyasha and burn them onto CDRs and then trade them for oral sex from a Naruto cosplayer in Otakon 2006. The cosplayer was from the series Naruto. It was not a I don't need to tell you anything. I don't need to. Those are not details for you, child. It's like this. It's like the corporate version of fake geek girl bullcrap. Because Comic-Con is just what they did with San Diego, which is Hollywood, take it up here. That's it. That's what they're doing with it. There's no place for fans, apparently, in a Comic-Con. Do you read The Walking Dead? Oh, dude, I love the show. That's why my girlfriend dresses me Sean. I'm dressed like Daryl, you know, because he's this grungy outsider with a heart of gold. I really identify with that. But you don't buy the books. I watch the show religiously. Shut the non-believer! I just marathon 4 seasons again on Netflix. Shut! Because Comic-Con has no concept of fans. And I can say that because I'm never going to perform at Comic-Con again, because they don't believe in fan programming. Because fans don't buy comic books, buy movie tickets, buy t-shirts, buy into comic book culture, spread it to people, and to make it international pop culture. No fans should have any say over how a show builds. Because no fans have any show who are not the ones who make the celebrities the famous people. Bugs me the hell out. I'm allowed to say that. Fandom is a public park. I'll say it every year until it's not true. No matter how you get into something, whether it's just, you know, my girlfriend always has it on in the background. I've read about it online. I watched Markiplier run through a playthrough of it and I fell in love with it. I want to dress up as it. You show up and you dress up as it, that's fine. It's a public park. No matter whether you marathoned it, no matter whether you downloaded it, no matter whether you don't even know that it was originally a comic book over in Japan, if you have a fun time with it, show up at the park and just enjoy yourself. That's what the convention is. This is our safe freaking space. This is our space. We're the people who make the celebrities celebrities, okay? That's where the love comes from. No one ever knocks on David Tennant's door because he was so hot in the grocery store. Well, I mean, it's a great segue, but it's not like he's living anywhere on Flushing Avenue in Brooklyn, apartment 2B. Moving on. He's performing at BAM. No one ever comes up because, like, he bought extra cheese at the grocery store. They're all finding him because of the job that he did, because of the previous thing that he did. All right, let me jump gears on this one. We need to severely relabel controversial bullcrap in the country. It was originally global warming, then we named it climate change, then we just had climate change deniers. If we want to start doing something about climate change, if we want everybody on board, we need to name it something that everybody wants dead. We need to rename it as something that everyone will struggle for their heart and soul to stop. Let's start calling it Bill Cosby's boner. Bill Cosby's boner is melting the Antarctic. It caused a famine in Syria. Bill Cosby's boner makes the weather unpredictable. It's gonna sink Florida by 2020. Bill Cosby's boner is displacing millions of refugees in the Middle East. Evidence for Bill Cosby's boner is undeniably our fault. Anytime it shows its face during hurricane season, the Caribbean panics. We are responsible for Bill Cosby's boner because we didn't stop it when we had the chance. And we have nothing but lifelong consequences of Bill Cosby's boner. Captain Planet's entire career was to warn us, reduce, reuse, get away from Bill Cosby's boner. I hope that's the last laugh Bill Cosby ever gets. Oh, man. I don't know. You hurt women, you're subhuman to me. I'm sorry, it happens. Middle of 5, only boy. You hurt women, you're subhuman to me. I was at a comedy club, and there was a hipster, and you know they are, because they look like lumberjacks, but they're clearly dressed like they've got a guest slot on Clarissa Explains It All. Just neon squiggles, bike pants, comes in, folds up his bike made of bamboo and harpsichord cords, puts it on his back. That's really cool, that bike just folded up, now he's gonna take up less space. The tiny comedy club, so there's one aisle for people to walk back and forth upstage, 3 chairs. Hipsters takes up all 3 chairs, like unapologetically, like this is the Paula Deen of manspreading right now. This needs all of me. He then, as he's lying down, not listening to the comedian, reaches his arm over the chair in front of him and hugs it so he can see over the chair. One man is taking up 4 chairs right now. We yell at him. There are people standing in the back who want to sit down. Fucking sit up, you idiot. So he sits up, reverses himself so he can lean against the wall, and puts his legs back up. I need to tell you this because I need you guys to validate why I beat him to death with another chair. It took 5 chairs and it was worth it, but you need to be on my side. It's the reason I ran from New York this weekend. It's hard being a white man in America. It's hard being a white man in America. Yesterday I had to check my own privilege at the door. So used to just handing it to Jose and getting it back at the end of the night. There's an entire army out there dedicated to social justice. I wouldn't want to be labeled a social justice warrior.
No one does.
Unless I could multi-class. Because I got 3 levels of arcane spellcaster and Daddy needs his magic missile. It's guaranteed damage. Because then you take after John Lennon or Bob Marley, social justice bard. Or I could write for Jezebel.com, become a social justice paladin. There's a whole army out there. There's a micro-transgressor blow dart gorillas just waiting in the trees. The gaslight snipers hiding under the bushes. And eventually, because you're just gonna see Tumblr as just a political correctness minefield, like we're wandering through Vietnam. There's no nice way to celebrate that I have a black friend without admitting that, but I do want the credit for it. I just want to feel special somehow. I think eventually we're gonna grow into a smarter culture. One day we're going to treat the owners of boobs with the same fascination and love and adoration we do for boobs themselves, and we'll be on our way to being a better place. One day we're gonna see mental health issues as the full spectrum, not a sliding scale, but just different. One day we'll see gender not so much as Nido King and Nido Queen, but ditto. Ooh, what are you doing? I wanna try that. I got bored of it. Let me try that. I think I'll try that. Dad, can I have a moonstone for my birthday? What if? Because it used to be, I'm so worried because we keep changing it every week too. That's why it's called Tumblr, because you keep going down and down and down and you'll never hit a bottom. It's Alice in Wonderland, but just the fall. We haven't hit ground bottom just yet, and we never do as a culture. Isn't that fascinating? Down and down we go. We'll never hit the bottom. We'll never hit the base of it. I don't even know where that sentence is going. Let's jump in. I'm worried that gender identity is going to be for millennials what Polish last names were for my generation. Someone hands you a sheet. How do I pronounce this? What do you want to be called? Just say it out. Say it again. I've never heard of that. You're lying. Why is the K between 3 Z's? How did you do that? Why? Because we're much further along than we ever used to be. Before 1990, if it was not mommy, daddy, and 2.5 kids and a Ford in the garage, it was just labeled queer. No matter what it was, whether it was kink or poly or bi or somewhere in the middle, it was just queer. And then the 90s came along. The one bad thing about the 90s, it just became fags. If it was something different than what you were identifying with on Leave It to Beaver, which was, by the way, fiction, like the Bible, just a heads up. You realize you can never ship in the Bible? Which is such a shame. Because Jesus and Judas, 4 times in the book, they have the one kiss in the entire book. Non-stop sexual tension. I mean, the kiss didn't end well for either of them, but they both got wood out of the deal. I don't know how to love him. Oh, I think you know what to do. Then it used to be fags, just universally. We all got hammered with that. You show up with something else, you show up with pants from Hot Topic, you show up with anything else on your backpack other than a sports symbol memorabilia, anything than the Nike symbol, it got fag. And then like 5 years ago, it just became universally homesuck. And now we need a new word. Now we need a new word. And since you can't please anybody with any label, let's make a new word to offend everybody. So here's the deal. If someone comes up to you and says, I'm a quasi-gender flexible, polyamorous, non-binary, you call them friend. every year I do it. You just call them friend. Cause it's a journey, like the thing I'm wearing. It's never about the end and destination. We all have one end and destination, death. In the meantime, go off the beaten path and have some fun. That's the whole point of this, because it just doesn't help us to keep splitting hairs in the helper community. It doesn't help anyone to start getting into an argument over semantics. Like, sorry, actually, it doesn't, because you know who doesn't care about splitting hairs in the community? Haters! Legislators in frickin' North Carolina. Do you know who wants to give a crap about different labels in the gender spectrum? Nobody. You know who needs to take a crap? Everybody. Look at the people crap. What is wrong with you? Because what are they gonna do to prove that someone is wrong? Just hold mirrors under everybody's skirts? Can you use that bathroom? You're gonna hire mall cops and mall security because apparently we haven't gotten over, I don't know, drugs and race wars apparently in the country? That's what you need cops to do? What, did you close Dunkin' Donuts permanently? Where are they gonna hire that kind of bullshit? I'm sorry, all right? We're nerds. We should just be cool with it. Ditto. Everybody ditto. I'm saying life is not a first-person shooter. It's an RPG. Be the Finn, not the lemon grab. Because you can't do that. Fans can ruin anything. Key example, Christianity. I love the book. I hate talking about it with people who have claimed to have read the book and clearly have not. There is because the Homestuck split off basically to be Undertale and Steven Universe, and what I love about that transition, both those, the game and the show, deserve to be talked about. They're both really decent. They're both pretty progressive and pretty fun. We're running the Steven Universe panel on Sunday. I'll drop that bomb, I don't care. But there's the 1% of a 1% of a 1% of a fan crying, "Skinny girls can't cosplay roast quartz! Why is no one rubbing my belly and giving me a brownie?" Wah! Because it's not life or death, son. You never saw it on an episode of Lassie. What's that? Timmy's offended over the syntax that someone talked about in an Overtale concept? Bring him some Prozac, Lassie! Bring him some Prozac! We'll save you, Timmy! We'll save you, you whiny little bitch tard! And I can say that because bitch tard is gender neutral. I'm kind of a bastard first and whatever I'm being paid to do second. It's a pretty decent way to get by. Did I miss a page? I just want to make sure. No, looks like I didn't. Good news. I started a little early, and because I try to always end early, I'll wrap it up with this one. For anyone who stopped by last year, thank you, by the way, because all the stuff I was experimenting on you guys, we recorded for the new DVD that we did live at the Rochester Fringe Festival in September. So we've got it out right now. Again, the YouTube page is Uncle Yo, or I don't recommend going to UncleYo.com. I haven't switched over to Squarespace. We're the Borg of the internet. I hear it across every podcast telling you go to Squarespace. No, it's so much easier to just post on Twitter. New podcast is called Tombstone Kings of Queens. We're gonna be around the whole weekend. I'm emceeing your Cosplay Masquerade tomorrow, and I'm emceeing your Cosplay World Summit. Let's just call it what it is. Drama plus costumes. There you have it. That always breaks my heart too. The moment they pull it. You guys ever realize how antithetical competition is and awards are to the concept of cosplay itself? Because it completely scratches out and stabs the last part of that word. The play. The most important part of coming to a convention. I would have given anything to know that there was a whole convention scene like this when I was 15 and people were trashing my car every night because I wouldn't take off the Dragon Ball Z Trunks long sleeve shirt I was wearing at school because it was different. Because it wasn't white. I'm from the white bread box of America. It was just red enough to give the blues a chance to get out. I'm from the white bread box of America. We had a girl in our class who was Asian. No, she was Chinese and Jewish, atheist. She was our black kid. It was the closest that we had. There's not even anywhere that I'm going with that. I just want to, it's just, when I first got to a con, when I first got to a New York Comic Con, everyone was dressed like my heroes, or people I'd spent years trying to beat up at video games. Heroes or villains, they were all just this big archetype, and I could recognize that. I had a quip for everything. Someone was dressed as someone from Inuyasha, he was playing a board game with Cobra Commander. I was so happy about that. I felt comfortable. I felt safe for the first time. And I stay in this circuit because I can't do this at a regular comedy club. I'm not gonna start off at some open mic night. You think the Pokemon world has sex offenders, guys? For like the one guy with the Charizard tattoo on his taint? I really just said the word taint out loud, didn't I? I had to think of a body part, considering what I'm producing for Audible.com. Look it up, it's called Xenoscar and Hostile Taking. I voice everything as Megatron, by the way.
Oh my, Dinobot. Let's see, where do we stand? I have the golden discs and a 4-ounce bottle of lube. And the only thing standing in my way and coming is you. Battered, broken beyond repair. Face it, Dinobot. Your broken technology. What can you possibly do?
Wow. That is revisionist if I've ever heard it. Beast Wars just got weird. I think I just improved Beast Wars. Rat Trap's name suddenly gets so much weirder. Silverbolt suddenly becomes like the older furry of the group. I will travel to cons and just, like a sardine, pack myself into a hotel room with a bunch of people. We were selling at AnthroCon, and I will always... Have a button. There's a stabby point of this. I'm just gonna... So, I shared a room with 5 full-on fursuits, which is the equivalent of sharing a room with 10 people in the cast of Sesame Street. The next morning, the shower drain looked like the prop center for Avenue Q. Like, I didn't have belly button. I was picking out the cast of The Lion King from my scalp. I don't remember getting spooned by Simba last night. That was Friday. What I love most about the furry culture, they'll tell you, it is not about porn. That's why the face masks are so big. For the expanding nose. To hide the fact it's all about porn. I remember when Zootopia first came out, and I was so excited, so ecstatic. They're going back to the 80s. We're going old school on this. And someone came out, please, guys. Let's hold off on the Zootopia porn. Just let's let people enjoy the movie first. To which the internet said... Someone said porn. I have a friend from college who makes a living she makes more money than the Ray K horse lady. She makes a lifetime drawing predator and xenomorph porn. Drawing elegant, and she'll take commissions from freaking anybody. One of the darkest nights of your life will be when you Google search your name, followed by the words, the hedgehog. I don't know who this man is that made Carl the Hedgehog, a golden lumberjack hedgehog who rollerblades everywhere. But he has spent millions giving to DeviantArt artists to draw his Sonic the Hedgehog OC. It is dark. Sonic the Hedgehog is to Mario what Digimon is to Pokemon. Because Nintendo is a holiday. Like, you know it's coming around, you know it's gonna be family friendly, you know exactly what to expect. A little twist on the old thing, but like, you know, maybe Santa has 10 reindeer this year. Maybe Santa has a slightly smaller beard. Digimon, you never know where it's going. But you can promise it's gonna end up on 4chan. I've started gauging how good people's marketing team are by Google imaging searching something and scrolling down until you find Zootopia porn. Because it is prevalent and everywhere. It's insane. Like, I want to believe that we're making progress as a country. I want to believe it. But then the internet, and almost as a dare, when Steven Universe first came out, I was like, this is insane. Okay, it's kind of like a tribute to Sailor Moon, but the boy has the healing powers and the shield, primarily like maternal feminist powers. This is neat. Tall black woman leads the team. This is fantastic. We did one search on DeviantArt, 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Rule 34.
There you have it. And there goes my punchline for a 5-minute bit. Thank you so much. Have a button. Now I have to do the sad ending. But what Pokemon means it meant to me. Yeah, 10 lines after you Google search me. It's like Nostalgia Critic Previous, one thing from Dungeon Crawlers, Zootopia porn. Type your name. At least 30 lines, you'll find Zootopia porn. Which is so skeevy, because once you see it, you can't unsee the expression on Nick the Fox's face as anything other than, I talked her into it. Smell him, dog, smell him. I dare ya, I dare ya. I tricked her and I told her. You can't look away from it, can you now? You were all thinking it. But I love the furries and I love the fursuit community because there's so much tact and craft that goes into it, which is insane because they put their heart and soul into that thing to bring out that OC, and I love that kind of focus and dedication to it, to creating that kind of a character and making it manifest. But the shy furry, that makes no sense to me. You are wearing the costume equivalent of a lighthouse. Look at that blue walrus over there, Mom. Show off the costume. Show some pride. Because wearing a fursuit and pretending to be shy is like walking through this audience saying, don't look at my balls. Don't look at my balls. Do not look at my balls. No one look at my balls. Avoid my balls. No one look at my balls. Furries. Over 20 years ago, my grandfather was in the hospital for back surgery, and for the first time in his life, James Majewski had to do something that he full-heartedly hated: lie down and not fix stuff. So we bought him a Game Boy. We bought him the original brick Game Boy. Yes. Now, for the millennials in the audience, all right, just making sure. If I hear a groan or a confusion or a way I'm offended, I know they're there. We bought him a bunch of games, and later on, I ended up inheriting the Game Boy. Not because he passed, but because he was out of the hospital, he was back to work. I got a Game Boy, I got a handheld system. I couldn't bring him to school because they'd take it away, or they'd take away the batteries. Now, batteries, okay, because in the old system, you couldn't just plug anything in. You just had to go to a drugstore, pick up something alongside condoms to not look creepy. I have like a Vault 111 worth of AA batteries from high school from all I had. All right, so the first game I ever bought, the only game I ever bought for that Game Boy was Pokemon Blue. The first thing I ever said to my stepfather that wasn't encouragingly terrible, like you'll never replace him, blah, 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 was, I got a Caterpie! And Jack Pop, wanting to just keep on that enthusiasm, wanting to build that bridge, but not wanting any form of context, Just said exactly what he said to everything. You know it, big guy. Good on you. It's you and me, Bulbasaur. Years went by. I got lost in a corner, turned off the game. 16 years old, never picked it up again. Never thought I'd pick it up again. Never thought Pokemon would catch on. I just spoke to my 16-year-old nephew, so what's everybody like playing and excited for and trading for? Pokemon. Again? No, still. Had the same argument with my mom recently because after the funeral, she calls me over and says, so how are you doing? Because, okay, I don't know how to say this, but I think Star Wars is coming back. Yeah, these are the sequel stories. Didn't it already come back before? Yeah, but those were stories before the story that you knew. Your father took me to those movies. I know. And then I took you to those movies. I know. So it's coming back again? Again?
It never left.
But years go by, and long story short, over October, we lost the celebrity of my town. We lost the celebrity of my family. We lost the celebrity of his whole industry. We lost Jack Pop. It was sudden and ridiculous and tragic. It made you come together as a family and be so grateful for the time you had together. But we already knew that. That was the hard part. And as I'm going through my closet in the basement that I lived in for 14 years of my life, it smells like teenager cum everywhere. No windows, no. I probably should change that because it's not an 18+ show. I don't care. Everyone does it. Deal with it. We all have breasts. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair statement, right? Right? If you don't, they're fantastic. And I'm going through, I'm looking for photos, I'm looking for consolation, I'm looking for something. I find photos of high school theater class. I find the very first show that we ever did, the very first stage show I ever did was in the chorus of the open air theater doing The Sound of Music where my mom met Jack Pop. And I find photos, and buried beneath all these old burnt CDRs of Critic and Wonder Year episodes, because we didn't know Netflix was gonna come and save us all. We didn't know YouTube was coming. We were stockpiling for when it just stopped being syndicated, like music videos died out. We wanted to hold on to those. I found the brick. I found the brick. Pokemon Blue still in the back. I replaced the batteries. I turned it on. And I asked the question that we always do throughout our lives. It asks, do you start from the beginning again? Do you ignore all your experiences? Or do you go on? Do you continue? Do you try? No matter what you've done. Because I messed up Articuno. My Geodude got rid of Tackle and learned self-destruct instead because I kept pressing the button too fast. I chose Flareon. I ruined myself. And I thought, you know it. Do it. It was hard losing the connective force through everybody, because once you walked away from meeting my stepfather, you were convinced you met your new best friend. That was his mutant power, to make everything and everyone feel like they were the center of it. It was a mutant power like I've never seen before. And when I realized that had happened, the whole world was feeling this shock. It wasn't just he was the best dad, he wasn't just the head of the softball team, he didn't start the choir at his college fraternity that still kept together every summer because he demanded to host that yearly barbecue. It wasn't that he started a singing group at his workplace, a softball group at his workplace. He had a softball thing, all right? It's the white thing, it's a white thing to do. It's a very healthy white thing to do. He was the best at it. And I realized that while this will happen in your life, you'll lose pets and friends and more celebrities. It's just a thing that happens. You learn that grief is solo, but healing is communal. Healing is that time where you see the world get dark because the next day has to go on and you realize they won't be there for that sunrise. But it's your chance for everyone else in your life to just shine a little brighter, to replace that lost light in your life. So there is a bunch of things I ended up learning from Jack Pop that I'm spending this next year attributing to him and homaging to him. Life lessons that I learned, that I'd love to share with you guys. Things that you can do when you can. When you can, Commit an 80s workout song to memory. Quote Freddie Mercury at every job interview. Why do you think you'd be a good fit for this Chipotle? Well, I am immortal. I have inside me blood of kings. I have no rival. No man can be my equal. And I'm available weekends. Learn a dance. From a movie, the music video, cartoon, I don't care. But commit it to muscle memory. Do that dance at every opportunity. Every wedding, holiday, karaoke party, forest fire, costume party, baby shower, Krampus hunt, meteor shower, baby meteor shower that leads to a forest fire. You know, after you've gotten a safe distance away, call somebody on your phone and remind them that they were a part of your good old days, that you missed their role in your good old days, and knowing them made you better. Be sincerely fascinated by people, their loves, their motivations, because if you allow people to fascinate and intrigue you, the world will never lose its wonder, and you'll wake up excited to get out of bed. Show up at work one day with a box full of donuts. Don't say they're from you. Leave them. And then, when someone opens the box, spring out of the closet, dressed as a temple guard from Legends of the Hidden Temple, wielding a spear. I don't know how to work it in, so I'll just say, the Shrine
Of the Silver Monkey.
If you have to talk about someone in public, write it out first, rehearse it, and only when it is kind and honest, stick to the script. Make every meal a shared meal, no matter how small, no matter how simple. He would host all 5 of us for Friday lunches at a buffet place. The bill would be coming up to 3 or 4 digits. And he'd pull out his paper bag that my mom had packed him, turkey sandwich on wheat, 3 clementines, and a rice cake. And every time, you want this last clementine? You sure? You sure? Yes. You sure? You sure? No, now I'm not anymore. Now there's doubt. Really? No, eat the clementine! Why are you hungry? Replace the energy you spend hating on that person you hate the most. Take that hate, hold it in your hand, and throw it on a random star in the sky. That way, every morning, when you wake up, it's already out of your life. It's already gone. And know that in your heart, take joy in the fact that that hatred is cold, alone in space, and yet perpetually on fire! Take that, Krypton! Try not to blow it this time! I'm amazed because I used to say Alderaan at the end of that bit. Krypton never gets the O that Alderaan does. Alderaan, it's 40 years, man. It's like this is... It's like the Maze Hughes. It's like the 9/11 of Dead Planet jokes. There we go. Grind the hate. It's funny. Oh, we're having fun. Celebrate someone else's victory as though it were your own, especially if it was the other team. Because you showing up did help them win. Show everyone you love your favorite movie on repeat until they learn to get out of the handcuffs. Those who manage to squirm out may join you on the next Krampus hunt! I'm 5 minutes over and I apologize. We'll get you guys out of here. Hadn't realized. Thank you guys so much for coming out. And finally, when you can, each night before you go to bed, you tell your mom what he told my mom every night. You tell her that she is wrong. You tell her that she is beautiful. You tell her that she is strong. You tell her she is brave. You tell her that she is not alone. Because your grief may be solo, but your healing is communal. And if it looks like it's gonna get that dark, if it looks like it's never gonna end, if it looks like it's been raining for a 3-day holiday weekend, and you have the dream where you go through your whole morning routine, step on the school bus, and then hear the alarm clock, and you wake up and it's raining and you have a midterm, remember that star. Remember that victory. Remember that person on your phone. Because it's up to you to shine even brighter. Thank you for coming out to the show, everybody. My name's Uncle Leo. We're gonna go live, laugh, and walk. Thank you so much. And for you, Jackpot, you know it.